Hard sports all plays. Hard sports all plays. Hard sports all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, then I'm in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. Hard sport all plays, like working your faces. Scratch up the field, so tie the laces. Hard sports all plays.
All right. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Touchdown Crew. I am going solo for right now. We should have Mike joining us a little bit later. Welcome. Happy Sunday, everybody. September 17th, 2023. Week number 2 is coming at you. That's right. Week number 2 after a interesting week 1. And we'll go ahead and go over all the games that happened, all the shockers, all the unexpected twists, under the underwhelming teams and some teams that kind of shocked us. We're going to go over all of that right there coming to you here in the next hour or so. We have the studio lines open, 813-699-5353. We are part of the ASAP Sports Network. Make sure you go ahead and find us anywhere on social media, whether it be YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, any of these other garbage sites that, just trying to go ahead and get clicks. But you can find us on ASAP Sports Network, ASAP Sports Network. And if you could also find the Touchdown Crew on Facebook, our own Facebook page, facebook.com/the.touchdown.crew. Make sure you go ahead and join us on all social media platforms. I see Coach is in there. I'm not sure if he's getting his camera or if he is just audio only.
Yeah.
You're not video today, huh?
Now I'm audio right now, dog.
Okay. What's going on, man? You said you were over there in construction building it. You said you're building a desk bed. You need a bed you need a desk where your bed is?
It's a bunk bed, but it's like a desk underneath it.
Oh, I get you. We're thinking about getting our kid the same thing, getting like a little thing where it's a loft bed, and then he's got the steps, not the ladder. We don't want the ladder. We want the steps, and he's got storage on the steps, and then underneath we can put like a desk or a TV or a play area down there. So just maximizing the space, because he only has like a 10 by 10 room. So good. That's good.
Yeah, that's same here. That's what we're doing.
Yep. So, hey, listen, 1 and 2, I have a bet that I have to keep thanks to the Eagles beating the Patriots, but we'll go ahead and do that when Michael comes. I don't think it really counts if Michael's not here because, we're just not going to happen. I'll try to get away with as much as I can. But props to you and me. We both come away with the tops in the pick'em boards at 9 wins. Both had Dallas, both had the Jets. Mike and Randy went ahead and got the Giants, which... holy cow, did they lay a goose egg on more than one occasion or what? What is going on? You pay Daniel Jones this big money, and then you put up a goose egg. Like, what's the deal? I mean, listen, is Dallas's defense really that good? Or are the Giants just way under did they way underperform?
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, you're talking about now you're going into your second season. Die ball. So now people have 18 games of film on you. So now they kind of understand your tendencies. They kind of understand what you want to do with Saquon Barkley. What do you want to do with Jones at the quarterback position? But then also you got to give credit to the Cowboys. I mean, they have a pass rusher. You have linebackers that can fill a gap now. So Parsons can pretty much rush. You have D linemen that can stop the run. Then you backdoor it with the secondary. I mean, it's a pretty nice 1-2 punch.
That's not a bad idea. You got Gilmore back there. I mean, he's an old veteran, but he can still ball. And then you got Trayvon Diggs. So it's like, it's a nice defense. Don't get me wrong, but 0 points. I mean, something you listen, you're not paying Daniel Jones all this money to go out there and lay a goose egg. I don't care how tough the defense is, especially in the NFL. You got to at least come away with a field goal or something. I don't understand, and you're in your home stadium and you go ahead and put up a goose egg. I mean, that's saying something, man. That's saying something to the point of your team, maybe where you're not at or where you are. I don't know, man, but that's saying something. So I don't know what's going on, Coach, but Giants got to figure it out this week. And you giving up a 40 burger to the Cowboys.
Yeah,
and this is without Zeke. This is this is with the offense that nobody really expect a lot out of. Maybe 20 points a game, but not 40, not like that.
But the offense didn't have to do anything. Offense was basically, hey, don't turn the football over. If you don't turn the football over, we win the game.
But that's easier said than done, Coach. I mean, everybody preaches that, but we still see people with 3-4 interceptions. We still see fumbles happening all over the place. So it's look at Cincinnati. They're just throwing the ball all over the place. I mean, but I'm just saying, it's like everybody preaches don't turn the ball over. Very few teams can execute it. Now, it's going to be lack of defense part because either they didn't pressure Dak or Dak just they just had great play calling to get rid of the ball or counter the defense. I mean, the Giants had nothing going their way at all. And it's just a big letdown when you open up the season in MetLife Stadium and you go ahead and you bomb like that. Number one, it's New York. They're going to be harping all over you. This is going to cause some major media scrum going on. And you lose to Dallas, a division opponent, that badly. They come in and they spank you out of your own stadium. What does Daboll do going forward? I mean, what adjustments can you think of that he could possibly tell his team to say, hey, we just need to do better on this, and that? I mean, is it the whole thing, or was there just a few things going on that maybe need to be tweaked out and the rest is just luck?
I think it's a little bit, again, you have to realize, you can say defensively. I mean, the Giants defense didn't really have an idea of what the Cowboys was trying to do offensively because new offensive coordinator, new running back, new receivers. Like, you had a nice little balance. So they had the advantage, the Cowboys. But then if you look at it again, what receiver do the Giants have that put fear in your heart? What receivers where it's like, oh, we got a double team? So a lot of times
you can take a look at that. Look, the Colts even scored points, and they had a rookie quarterback. The Colts, and they're without their top two running backs. The Colts scored points. But you mean to tell me the Giants couldn't score one touchdown, one field goal, nothing?
But I think that's the thing, Charles. When you don't have film on these teams, you have film on the Giants. This is the year if you're going to see if Daboll is a good coach. This is the year you're going to see if Jones can really do it. Because now that you have film, now that you have an understanding, now we're going to see, okay, what kind of player and coach are you really? Because there's film. Like I said, there's 18 games of film on you. When you look at the Giants, when you look at the Cowboys, what film did we have on offense? You had preseason. So you really didn't know what they got offensively. I mean, it's the same thing as the Eagles. Look at the Eagles. Since he's in here, they're kind of struggling a little bit on offense. Why? Because they got 19, 20 games on them. Like, and that's the thing. But people got to realize, like, there's advantages because you got new offensive coordinators, new players, and it changed. The Giants didn't change anybody. I can't even name one of their receivers.
Sterling Shepard, isn't it? Isn't one of them Sterling Shepard?
Yeah, he's not. He's not a world beater.
He's not a threat.
I didn't say he was a world leader, but I named one of them.
Yeah, you the man. That's why
you're not gonna double coverage him.
No, oh no, hell no. You're not gonna double coverage him. I get that. I mean, all right. So let's see here. Wide receivers: Paris Campbell, Isaiah Hodgins, Jalen Hyatt, rookie, Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton. Here's another one. But again, you're not gonna double them. You don't have anybody over the middle. You got Bullinger, Kager, Waller. Darren Waller, actually, I guess could be an option at tight
I hate
end.
to say it, he'd probably be hurt in 2 weeks, though.
Yeah. I don't know, man. You're right. The Giants don't have anybody. And then you go ahead and fork over the whole pocketbook to Daniel Jones. I mean, how irresponsible is that? You go ahead and you don't have anybody to throw the ball to. You're going to let Saquon go ahead and take the handoffs all day long? I mean, what do you do, man? I mean, that's just crazy. So, Mike, obviously, if you haven't, you just joined us and, we're talking about the Dallas Giant debacle. Dallas just showed them up. John Monroe is happier than a pig in shit right now after that game, 40-0 over a division rival. Does this make Dallas look really unstoppable, or are we just saying, hey, Dallas beat a inferior opponent and, they're just going to be the Cowboys going forward?
No, that was an inferior opponent. It wasn't nothing to – I don't think you don't stamp them into a deep run of the playoffs because of this game. It's a divisional game. They handled it. But I think beginning of the season with the Giants, you went through all this financial issues with running back. So you wanted to try to appease him too. But like you said, if you don't have nobody to throw to that's consistent, and I think Daniel is I think he was a fluke. He had a good year and he got paid for it, which is what you're supposed to do.
Well, thank you. And just the fact of that, and you go ahead and pay this man that much money. I know coach is all about like, hey, listen, this is the quarterback league, and quarterbacks got to get paid. Young man, get paid. Yeah, dude. Listen, Daniel ain't that quarterback.
What did he do to get paid? What did he really do to get paid?
I don't know. Can somebody answer that for me? I have no idea. What did he do to get paid? Didn't get an MVP. I think he maybe won one playoff game or something like that. But what did he do?
But that's the thing I think you got to realize. He got paid, but he really didn't get paid, if that makes sense. Like it's like the bare minimum for a quarterback, number one. And then it goes back to this. Who else do you have out there?
You mean to tell me you couldn't find anybody out there?
I'm waiting.
You can go ahead and trade for Trey Lance, and I think it would be a better option than Daniel Jones.
I mean, before you paid him, you knew the buzz was going around for Carr. The buzz was about him. I think Carr's a better quarterback than him.
But
you taking a chance with Jimmy G, but I don't. You almost going down the same avenue with that one,
dude. Let's put it this way: 4 years, $160 million. I don't know how much that's guaranteed. I don't know how much he's getting paid up front. I don't know if there's like the out clause. But here's the thing: with the Giants, started 12 games, 3-9 in 2019, 5-9 in 2020, 4-7 in 2021, 9-6-1 last year. Oh my God, we won 9 games. Let's pay the guy $40 million a year.
But again,
what?
Who else?
There's got to be somebody else out there, man. Somebody else got to take $40 million a year.
No, here's the thing. Here's what you got to realize. Like we can't start naming quarterbacks. You got to have a quarterback that fits what the head coach likes to run. He came from Buffalo. He likes mobile quarterbacks.
You could take Deshaun freaking Watson before
he wasn't on the market
Browns did. Oh yeah, he was. A couple of years ago, he was on the market. You could at least you saw Daniel Jones having a losing season after losing season. You mean to tell me you wouldn't make a $40 million a year offer to Deshaun Watson during that time? You have a losing ass quarterback. But
Charles, you can't say that. You can't say it's a losing quarterback.
How can I not say that? It's written right there. Charles, he is a loser.
Charles, did he make the playoffs last year?
Barely.
It doesn't matter. Charles, let me ask you a question.
It doesn't matter.
Because let me ask you a question.
Coach, I could see. Okay, listen, I could see if he was like on the cusp every year, like 8-9 or 10 or 9-8, and then finally coming through and winning like 12 games and having like a interception ratio or like throwing 30 something touchdowns and under 10 interceptions. He is not that. He's not that.
No. I'm not saying he's a world beater. I'm saying you can't put that on him because you hired first off, a Patriot coach that was special teams. He was.
What
he
the
had
hell does that got to do? I know that's a dig on the Patriots. Thank you. But what the hell does that got to do with Daniel Jones?
Because look who was the coach. Who was his head coach?
Look who the coach is now.
And okay. I know. Hold on. And you say now, what did he do when he had this coach? He made the playoffs. Right or wrong?
He made the playoffs. Yeah, the team. Let's put it this way. The team made the playoffs. He had less than one touchdown pass per game. 15 last year. And he started 16. That's worth $40 million, man?
I mean, that's the going rate.
Exactly.
That's the going rate.
No, that's not the going rate. But it's not for somebody that throws 15 touchdowns in 16 games.
He's not making $40 million.
You know what I'm saying. 4 years, 160. That averages $40 million a year.
Yeah, but I think it don't kick in. It's like 20-some million this year.
I think he heavy on the back end, but I see what you're saying.
I'm just saying. You go ahead and you shake down that. All those contracts are shook down that way anyway. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter. But you're contracting this guy for that amount of money, and the guy, you mean to tell me he's making $2 million per touchdown pass? Is that what he's doing? Is that it?
He's making $82 million. $82 million is fully guaranteed.
Okay. So $82 million. He's signed dude, listen to this. He has thrown 60 touchdowns his entire career with the Giants. 60 touchdowns. He is signed for more guaranteed money than he has touchdown passes. Somebody tell me I'm crazy. Somebody tell me I'm nuts. Because honestly, even if you add in the rushing touchdowns, he's up to 72. He's still signed for more than $1 million per touchdown that he puts up. That is nuts. That is stupid. That is Chicago Bears stupid signing Trubisky. That is stupid. I'm just saying the Giants could have put another good top down. They could have made a run at D-Hop. They could have tried to maybe get OBJ back there. You know, they could have done something to go ahead and bolster this offense. But now it's whatever. It's that's the way the Giants do business. Then that's shame on them. Look at their roster. It sucks. It sucks. Saquon, as long as he stays healthy, is the only bright spot there. That's it. Everything else sucks. And you know what? Now that I look at the 40-0 score and looking at all this, yeah, I think they well deserve the 40-0 pounding by the Cowboys. Cowboys rammed it up there cuckoo. Really good. Really good. Giants, you're in trouble. You in trouble. If anybody wants my Deadpool pick, I think Giants going to take the number 1 pick. That might be stretching it, but I'll go ahead and make that call. If they don't do something or shake up something, this is going to be a long ass season for the New York Giants. Long ass season, and they're in a tough division. You think the Cowboys are tough? Go ahead and try the Eagles, and even then, the Commanders are starting 1-0. I wouldn't put the Commanders past them to go ahead and shake things up against the Giants. How sorry they are. Anyway, Coach Mike B, and I'm here as well. I owe a bet because of my Patriots not beating the Philadelphia Eagles, even though we outplayed the Eagles. But turnovers cost us, and you know what? It's all about the wins and losses. That's all it is, because Mike's going to tell me it doesn't matter if you outplayed us. It don't matter. You're going to have to. So
final score.
what I have to do is I have to go ahead and put down. Coach is back in. I got to add him in here in a second. No, and this is going to pain me really bad. No, wait a minute. I can't spell. Okay, here we go. So there you go. And there it reads, Charles, #1 Eagles fan. Now, I know that's not true. You know, everybody knows it's not true. But I'm not wearing my Patriot gear just so there's no conflict. I don't have any Eagles gear, to be honest with you. So let me get Coach back on there. But there you go. Charles, #1 Eagles fan. I'm paying my debt. But let's put it this way, Mike. We were talking on Facebook Messenger during the game. The game started out ugly for New England. I mean, the Eagles went up to 16-0 in that first quarter. I mean, it was horrible. I was almost about to dig my own grave in the backyard. But Mac Jones, 316 yards on that defense that's supposed to be stout, 3 touchdown passes, a tipped interception, which clearly was his fault. Definitely Mac Jones' fault, putting in a bad position. But, dude, got to give some props to the Patriots for going ahead and coming back. Some really stupid 4th down calls. They could have had a field goal with more than 9 minutes to go in the game to cut it down to 2 points. They didn't do it. They decided to go for it, don't make it. So some definitely big decision mistakes and snafus going on there. But, Mike, props to your Eagles. They're 1-0. Actually, they're 2-0 thanks to the Thursday night game, which we'll get to here later. But honestly, how do you feel about your Eagles? I mean, they won. Don't get me wrong. But how do you feel about their gameplay, man?
The defense is solid. I think the offense still needs time to click. They're not doing what they need to do, but the OC needs to stop dialing up Jalen's number right now. I think Swift did an excellent job showing that we can run behind the O-line. So the OC got to work on his play calling skills. I mean, being his first year, being behind them flying bullets with the that game plan and you calling and trying to stay in a rhythm, it's a different mindset than just worrying about one position and giving advice to the coordinator. So he got some things to grow on, and I think that's the biggest thing. We're letting the defense be on the field too much, and being on the field that long, it causes those comebacks to happen and causes those extra yards for quarterbacks to gain and look like the defense not doing that well. So I think they're going to be okay. Time to continue to grow. They're walking out with victories, but the offense has to definitely click more.
Yeah, I'm seeing that we had Jalen Hurts balled up pretty good. Now, he did go out for a little bit of a tangent on his last game, where who the heck did they play? I'm over here trying to figure out. They played Minnesota, but Minnesota kept up with. I mean, again, Eagles come out to a hot start, but again, they're letting them back in. They're letting those teams back in. I mean, that's going to come back and bite them in the ass one of these days, where there's going to be a team that's just going to be too good to go ahead and just, relax on a lead. So, I mean, defense or not, they need to go ahead and hold the lead. They need to go ahead and do that. Or, I mean, are you going to really need to score more than 28 points with a defense like that? I don't know. Coach, I'm not sure if you're on there or I need your intake on this one, man.
I was about to be so petty because when you said the Eagles give up a lead, they sure did. They did. They've been doing it since the Super Bowl. But yeah, man.
But yeah, I mean, it's like you're right. They come out hot, but dude, it's like, what's the play calling back there? I mean, are they like saying, "Hey, listen, we got a 2-3 touchdown lead. Let's just go ahead and chill for a little bit," and all of a sudden, it's going to cost them one of these days. It really is.
Oh, of course, without a doubt. But that goes to say they have time because guess what? They're in a weak division. It's just them. It's basically just them and the Cowboys. So,
well, that's true. Unless, like I said, unless the Giants can figure out a way out of this mess, and is Sam Howell actually the quarterback for Washington? Can he lead them to a winning season? I mean, they're already 1-0. I mean, they came out and they nipped a close one, but still, it's like, It's Sam Howell. Like, what? Really? Sam Howell? But listen, he did the job. He did the job. So you can't really go ahead and complain that much. You got the Eagles going 2-0. They beat Minnesota 34-28. Again, a close one, but the Eagles squeaked it out. They went ahead and squeaked it out. Almost gave up the lead. Because they were up, and the Vikings were trying to come back, but so they hold on just barely to that lead. But when you go ahead and take a look, obviously Kirk Cousins, 4 touchdown passes, 364 yards. Their secondary, the Eagles secondary, is just getting exploded.
But
I mean, when you go ahead and give up 300+ yards to Mac Jones and Kirk Cousins back to back, what's that saying?
But
Go ahead, man. No. Anyway, I think Coach is having some problems with audio. But no,
right,
so
hello?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay, but that's the thing. What people got to realize, it's always been like that. The secondary has always been suspect. Hence the fact, look what they draft. They draft 1,000 D linemen and linebackers. Why you draft all these D linemen? Because you want to put pressure so where you could drop 7 or 8 and just rush 4 or 3. So the secondary has always been trash. It's just when you have time, because they believe in the pass rush. You
believe in the 3 and 4 man pass rush. They don't want to send blitzers because you don't have nobody back there.
Yeah, you hear Becky, Coach Becky does all he said all the time. We led the league in sacks. We draft another D line. Oh, our pass rush. No one talks about the secondary.
No.
Everything's about D line, linebackers, pass rush.
Once again, no interceptions on this game. They had one last game, but that was on a tip. It was a bad throw, but no interceptions from Kirk Cousins. And Kirk Cousins, again, and almost got 400, almost put 400 up on him. And they almost come away with the victory. Again, almost. It's still a 2-0 Eagles start, which is ideal. But when you take a look at it, these are games that you got to win. I mean, you're expected to win. All right, I get you. You're facing Justin Jefferson. He is a scary son of a bitch. He's a scary receiver that he's gonna get his his dozen targets on the game. He got 13 last game for 11 catches, 159 yards, no touchdowns. They kept him out of the end zone, which I guess is the only positive thing. But the same thing goes is like, you're supposed to beat the Vikings. This is not a game where, we're supposed to just come on in and it's going to be a close one. No, you're at the link. You're supposed to blow these people out. This is your home.
But I will give Vikings credit. I mean, they got a hell of an offense. You got a nice receiving core. So it's not one of those.
Definitely.
So
I mean, you go ahead and you give up Dalvin, and I guess you're going to be okay. You're not running the ball, but you're letting Kirk throw the ball. I mean, that's kind of a big gamble because we all know Kirk is like, game to game, we'll see how he does. You're going to really go ahead and let Kirk throw the ball 40+ times a game. Mattinson's only running the ball 8 times. I mean, you're putting less than 30 yards on the ground. That's not really a healthy balance. So everybody's is going to expect you to pass, but when you got JJ back there and you got TJ back there, and you got Jordan Addison, I mean, you got some receivers right there that can actually handle that business. They can handle that business. The only problem they have is they got to get rid of the Butterfingers. We had Kurt, JJ, Madison, and Powell fumbling the ball and losing it. So that's like 4 turnovers right there. Yeah, Kurt didn't throw the ball away, but he fumbled it away once. So gotta worry about the turnovers. Don't turn over the ball. And I mean, and also, you got to keep Jalen Hurts in containment, and kind of did. I mean, he did run the ball 12 times for 35 yards and got 2 touchdowns, but he only threw the ball for 193. But I think that's Eagle football. You want to, pound it on the ground with Swift, who just dominated that game. That was just complete domination. DeAndre Swift just showing why they picked him up. And then Devontae Smith, $131 on some deep passes and a touchdown. So, I mean,
you got to watch AJ Brown though, because he's getting his targets.
No, he got 6 of them, but he's getting like these short underneath routes. Devontae went deep. I mean, Devontae was the main one. I mean, 131 out of 193 total yards. He took over that game. But yeah, AJ's getting some. I mean, he got the second most targets. Dallas Goedert actually got the most targets, but also like some of the least yards too. So again, Eagles start the season 2-0. Minnesota, who some of us had picked to go ahead and win the North, is now at 0-2. So got to kind of rethink those ideals too as well.
Nah, it's still early.
Still early. So if everybody's wondering why I'm the only one invisible, well, Coach is actually currently in construction mode right now. He's joining us. Thank you very much. Mike, I'm not sure what's Mike going. He had to turn his camera off. I think he had to take care of some business. So you got me on full screen, but the phone lines are open, 813-699-5353. We can go ahead and follow us on Facebook. We're part of the ASAP Sports Network. We are in full swing in week number 2, everybody. Here's Mike. Mike is back with us. Thank you, Mike. I think he went to go ahead and get his Gatorade and everything like that. So, but yeah, like I mentioned, Eagles 2-0, Vikings 0-2. We're on to week 2. We're moving along. Let's talk about Green Bay and Pittsburgh. This game really kind of shocked me because, number one, I was impressed with how Jordan Love handled the game. And secondly, very disappointed to see how Pittsburgh handled the game. I wasn't expecting Pickett to be that way. I wasn't expecting Pittsburgh to only put. Excuse me. I apologize. Where was I going? That's San Francisco, Pittsburgh. I'm sorry. What the hell was I talking about? But anyway, I was pretty surprised with the way we saw Kenny Pickett not really doing a whole lot. The Steelers not really doing a whole lot. A lot of these home teams, man, they just fell flat in their face, and Pittsburgh was one of them, down 20-7 at halftime, and that's all they wrote. There was no hope whatsoever. Brock Purdy shows why he was named the starter, but Christian McCaffrey, man, 152 and running, leading the league right now, or one of the league leaders. Kenny Pickett throwing 2 picks and not running the ball at all. Only 10 carries. One of them was by Pickett. Najee Harris, just not a whole lot going on. What's going on with Pittsburgh? Is this something that they're I mean, listen, San Francisco's a great team. Don't get me wrong, Michael, but are we expecting San Francisco or are we expecting Pittsburgh to be this kind of an average team or below average team going forward? Or is Pickett going to step it up?
I don't see Pittsburgh really doing much more, but you got to think like we're overlooking them. I don't think they're going to do much in it because their division is tough. But we're looking at them, and we talked bad about the Giants. But Pittsburgh and the Giants face arguably 2 of the top 5 defenses, if not top 3 defensive teams, week 1. So how much did we expect out of them coming against those defenses? I mean, I think everybody picked Pittsburgh because we didn't believe in the quarterback for the Niners, but the defense did well. He did okay. So I'm not throwing away Pittsburgh just yet, but I think that division going to be too tough for them to make a run for the playoffs. I think they're going to be all right, and Pickett is going to be something they can grow within the future. Okay.
So you're just thinking he just had like one bad game and, you know, he'll step out because San Francisco is a pretty decent defense. Let's not just we're not going to go ahead and sugarcoat it. You know, they're pretty good. So, but now, still,
I'm not saying he's going to shock the world and do all kind of great numbers and take them anywhere, but I don't think that was a true sign of what he can be against that defense.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean his completion, he was over 60% completion percentage. So it's not like, you know, he just completely stunk up the joint, but he did have 2 picks. So that, that's something that, you got to kind of take notice of. And, hopefully you again, don't turn the ball over. That was the main key. You can't turn the ball over against anybody, especially San Francisco, because they'll hold on to that ball. And again, Purdy didn't turn the ball over, and they only lost it one time from a fumble with Purdy, but that's about it. So San Francisco, man, starting off 1-0, we expected that. Even though, like I said, it's not a shock to me. We all did picked Pittsburgh to win the game because we thought it's like, hey, listen, Pickett, he's got a year into this now. He should be well groomed. We'll see how everybody reacts to Purdy. We didn't think Purdy was going to do that great, but no, he showed he is a field general, and he showed that. And of course, McCaffrey just showed he's unstoppable. As long as he stays healthy, Christian McCaffrey is a game changer. Let's just be honest. We already knew that. But we thought the defense would have had a better showing than that. But that's not the case. Pittsburgh loses 30-7, and they start the year 0-1. This week, we have Pittsburgh taking on – where is Pittsburgh at? They're taking on Cleveland Monday night. And San Francisco is going to LA to take on the Rams. So already an early division game there. The Rams, how about that? The Rams 1-0. What the hell is going on there? No Cooper Kupp. It's like, you know what? We don't need Cooper Kupp. What are you talking about? We got all this taken care of. Rams go ahead and take the victory, beating the Seahawks in Seattle. Like I said, all these home teams, all these dominant home teams losing. Like, I honestly think I see the Falcons winning, but they're not a dominant home team. You got the Ravens winning, which was expected. We'll talk about the Browns Bengals in a little bit later because that's just Joe Burrow stinkfest. You got the Saints winning at home, the Commanders beating the Cardinals, which was expected. And the Jets beating the Bills, which again, we'll talk about that because it's, of course, Aaron Rodgers going down. But like all these teams that, have great home fields, you talk about the Seahawks having the number 12 guy out there in the stands, man, they take it and they lose it 30-13 against the LA Rams. It's again just one of those shockers in week one. And the Seahawks actually were up at halftime 13-7. But the Rams just came roaring back. Matthew Stafford didn't even throw a touchdown. But Cam Akers ran for one. Kyron Williams, he ran for two. You have Tutu Atwell and Puka Nakuda. Who the hell are these guys? 119 yards each. Van Jefferson, he's a thought in the past there. 4 catches, 24 yards. Tyler Higbee, 3 for 49. Who are these guys? They just took over 30. Oh, man, just crazy. Just crazy. And it was some wild plays there. A few missed field goals, a blocked field goal. I mean, this was just a crazy game, man. Crazy game. It's like a full moon was up there in Seattle or something. So, again, Seattle comes in. Geno Smith, he threw a touchdown, didn't turn the ball over, but he only threw 112 yards. Kenneth Walker, he was the workhorse, only 12 carries, but 64 yards on the ground. You didn't see a whole lot of yardage from Seattle, 180 yards versus 426 for the Rams. The Rams just completely, and again, Seattle you think of as a great defense or a good defense. You don't think of them going ahead and getting put up 400-plus yards on their home turf. And again, as one Eagle fan to the other, Mike, well, what's going on with these Seahawks? I mean, again, it's week one. I get it. Is this just week one jitters?
Well, I'm being the coach. I'm gonna give it to the coaching staff. We came out. We were 7-13 and a half. We went in and made adjustments that they wasn't ready for, and we put up 23 in the second half. in my eyes, that's all coaching. The first half is like, okay, the coaches is trying to fill out the games. The players are playing the game. Now the players are playing the full game, but what schematical changes do we make at halftime to put us in a better position to win the game? And I think the Rams went in at halftime and made a better adjustment.
Yeah,
because a lot of times as a coach, you going in at halftime, man, we up 13-7. Where did we mess up? Oh, okay, this play worked, that play worked, this play worked. If we just continue to do what we're doing, we would be okay.
Yeah.
But it's another team on the other side making adjustments as well, and they made better adjustments. That's all. From what I saw, that's what it was. Because like you said, Puka Nakawa, Tutu Atwell, come on. They both had 120 yards.
Yeah, who are these guys? I mean, who the hell expected any? I mean, I don't even know how. Like I said, we brought in coach, and you know, Vic would probably like say, I can't name one receiver except for I can't name one receiver except for TK Metcalf. That's it. I can't name one receiver on the Rams side except for Cooper Kupp.
Yeah,
well,
I didn't play.
We got a few now. Got to learn their names: Tutu Atwell and Puka Nacua. If that is really how you pronounce his name, that is going to be one of the best names in the NFL. Puka Nacua. That's just crazy. 10. He had 15 targets.
Yeah, 15 targets, 10 receptions. Let's see if he gets that same. But at the same time, you know,
where the hell is my fantasy team? I'm picking up Puka Nacua.
Yeah, don't do that, because you know Matt Stafford is a gunslinger. He likes to sling it around, but
yeah, that is true.
I don't see them getting that many targets again this week.
Yeah, that is true. I hear you on that one. So,
but then again, he may be that position of Cooper Kupp, so he might get it. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, he could sling into that spot. Listen, Seattle, it doesn't get better. You're facing Detroit this week in a 1:00 game. Your West Coast team going to 1:00 Eastern time in Detroit. Detroit Lions, of course, winning their game. And, of course, we know the Rams, they're hosting the 49ers, a battle of 1-0s for an early lead in the West. So let's see here. We got that game. Let's go into another game here that we can rack our brains about. You know what? Let's go into Aaron Rodgers. Let's go and talk about them, because I know that's like the top story going in. We've had a good almost a week to mellow out and to think about all this. But let's think about it real quick. So you're Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson, you're not good enough. We're gonna go ahead and fight and scrape and claw, and we're gonna go ahead and get Aaron Rodgers because we don't think you're good enough. Well, now, play number 4, Aaron Rodgers goes down. Number one, what is your mindset as a coach or GM when you see a quarterback that you invested so much into, and all of a sudden, this guy is out for the season after after play number 4. Play 4. He's done. And you're Zach Wilson. You're saying these motherfuckers went ahead and traded for Aaron Rodgers. What the hell? I don't want to play for this team. Why should I? But now you're stepping back in there and you lead the team to victory against the Buffalo Bills.
Yes. The person that's going to win in this is the quarterback. The quarterback is going to win in this. The GM is thinking, I can't believe I did all this, gave all this. All you trying to find is the positive. Oh, I ain't got to give up so much because of the percentage of plays he's not going to play that I got to give to Green Bay. Okay, whatever. But you got a divisional game you won with your backup. Now you're going to see how truly tested he is against this Dallas defense this week. So this man at quarterback has nothing to do but win. He's in a no-lose situation right now. I'd be successful.
Nobody's expecting anything out of you. You're right.
Exactly. I do awesome. I can get paid and I can go somewhere else. I don't do good. If I don't do well, I did what they expected of me.
No, I'm also thinking too. But I'm also thinking too. It's like, if I'm Zach Wilson and I do good, and you want to stick with Aaron Rodgers, well, I'm hitchhiking for another team.
Yeah,
give me $40 million. Hey, Daniel Jones got $40 million a year. Give me $40 million. Look what I did with the Jets when nobody thought anything of it.
But this week will be a big game for him. If he come out, I ain't even saying win. If he come out and be productive against this defense, he's gonna be okay.
Yeah,
he can start conversations with his agent to find him a place next year.
Let's go over to the construction worker coach who's been back and forth here, and we understand he he's a busy man, but we appreciate him taking time to get into the TDC angle. Aaron Rodgers is going down. You heard the conference. Oh, he left. He doesn't want to talk about it. He doesn't want to talk about the Jets. But anyway, so the Jets right there. You got again. You got some major problems with Aaron Rodgers going down. Now all of a sudden it's like, well, now we're going back to, we're going back to Zach Wilson, and let's see if now Wilson did throw a pick, but Breece Hall came through and saved everybody. Dalvin Cook even made 13 carries for the Jets in his Jet debut. Lazard, Garrett Wilson, Dalvin. I mean, they all went ahead and chipped in, and they did what they had to do. Let's put it this way. The Jets went ahead and took out the Buffalo Bills. Thank you to the defense. When I say defense, I'm talking about 3 interceptions from Josh Allen, the messiah of the AFC East. Should be the best quarterback in the AFC East. But turns out he's now one of the worst in the AFC East. You definitely have Tua above there. The stats definitely show Mac Jones's aggression above Josh Allen. So the stats show Allen is just third best. And Zach Wilson, the only reason why is because, well, he wasn't expecting to start. He wasn't expecting to start, but he didn't throw 3 picks. He also didn't throw the ball 41 times either. But I do see the problem there with the Bills, though. There is no running game. Even with James Cook, there's no running game. There's no consistency, and we still have Josh Allen taking everything on his shoulders again.
And you can't look past that. The Jets do have a quality secondary. I like their secondary tandem at cornerback. So it's not like he was just going against just a random secondary crew. But until they establish. Not even established. I think they have the personnel to run the ball. I don't think they had a coach to believe in the run game.
You're talking about for Buffalo, right?
Buffalo, correct.
Yeah. I agree. I agree with that. John Monroe went ahead and said it could have happened to anybody at any time. I agree. Listen, you're right. It's just really unfortunate and a fluke that happened on play 4 of a season that has been, oh, man, so much fate. I mean, there's people that have been picking the Jets to go to the Super Bowl because of Aaron Rodgers, and now Aaron Rodgers is gone. Oh, man, Vegas just said, no more Jets in the Super Bowl. I never thought the Jets were going to the Super Bowl. But anyway, so the Jets, you're right. They're going in now this week. They're going up against the Dallas Cowboys. That one is in Dallas. And then we have Buffalo going up against the Vegas Raiders, and that's their home game there for Buffalo. So they'll be kicking that off at 1:00. The Dallas game is at 4:25. So we'll see that. We'll see how that goes. See how Dallas pulls it out. Real quickly, since we're running out of time, let's just go real quick. Falcons and Panthers, 24-10. It was really not anything surprising, even though the Panthers and Falcons kept it close most of the game. Ravens, 25-9 over the Texans. Not to be, again, it's that's to be expected. Lamar Jackson kicking it back in high gear, 25 points against the Texans. Texans actually kept it close. The game I really want to talk really quickly about, the Bengals and Browns. Joe Burrow stinking up the joint. Cleveland, I mean, yes, it was a downpour. It was rainy. It was soggy. But Cincinnati could not get anything going. And when I say anything, I'm talking to the tune of 142 yards total. Cleveland, 350 right there. Cleveland, I'm not saying that Deshaun Watson is back or anything like that. He didn't have a great game, but it was Nick Chubb that went ahead and took over 106 yards. Deshaun did have a rushing touchdown, and he did throw for a touchdown to Harrison Bryant. Only 2 targets, one of them with that touchdown. He did spread the ball around a lot, but again, the Bengals just really shocked us to the point of their lack of offense. Joe Burrow under 50% throwing, and Jamar Chase, he had majority of the targets, only caught 5 of 39. Dude, as a Bengal fan, or thinking as a Bengal fan, do we worry now about Cincinnati?
I'm not going. You can't throw them away after one game, but you are watching hard this week. Don't throw them away, but you watch hard this week.
You got to keep them close. You got to keep them close.
Yeah.
John's actually on the phone. John, I apologize about that. Yeah, apparently we have some issues with Skype.
That's right. Question: do you think the Cowboys can beat the Giants? I mean, yeah, right.
Easily
beat the Jets by 8.
To beat the Jets by 8?
Yes.
Right. I think so. I think the Cowboy defense is going to be they're going to limit the Jets' points, and I think the Cowboys have just enough offense to go ahead and cover that. So if you're talking about covering the spread, yeah, I think the Cowboys.
Correct. All right. Well, have a good day, guys, and go Cowboys.
All right, thank you. He didn't sound very good. He sounded like he was under the weather there. So if that's the case, hopefully everything's all right. But yeah, any final thoughts on the Bengals and what they've gone through so far?
No, I just think I think he coming off an injury, so he's trying to catch a rhythm. And like I said, I always say a divisional rivalry, in-state rivalry, that's a big game in Ohio. And I think the Browns was just more prepared for it, more ready for it. It wasn't nothing to stress the concern to be like, oh, Joe is done. I just think the Browns was more ready and more prepared for it.
Here's a question. Do you think Joe Burrow rushed his return? And maybe that's why he wasn't throwing as accurate.
You can't never say somebody rushed something if they think they're capable to do it. Because I would have to go watch again. Like, how bad was his throws? Were they not on target? Was it drop passes? You got to look at things like that. Hell, the Cleveland Browns putting up points has nothing to do with Joe Burrow.
Yeah, that's true. But the Cincinnati Bengals not putting up any points except for a field goal kind of revolves around that, though.
But once again, like, the Browns defense is not that shabby. It's just we know better ones than it. But I would have to see how he does this week against Baltimore. Got another divisional game. Now you lose 2 divisional games in that division. Now you're starting to worry.
Yep, I got you. And Baltimore is no easy task, and they're going up there in Cincinnati. All right, let's round out these other games here.
They lose 2, then you start wondering what moves you're gonna make. Not saying you're gonna get rid of Joe, but do you say, hey, we're gonna rest you for 2 weeks? We're gonna rest you for 2 weeks, let you get a little more healthy so we can finish on the back end of the season.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's round out these week 1 games here. Jaguars 31-21 over the Colts. That was expected. Listen, Calvin Ridley just tore it up. Like I told you. I told you Calvin Ridley was going to have a breakout game. He did, and I think that's going to be one good tandem, 16-0. And I'm not talking about regular season. I'm talking about the number, the number they're going. Tampa Bay beating Minnesota 20-17 after, quote, Baker Mayfield figured out the Vikings defensive play calls. Okay, Baker, whatever you say, man. We'll put you in the OC as the OC for next game. And we'll see if you can figure out the next team's defensive calls. Tampa Bay is actually at home against Chicago. And Minnesota, of course, lost already to Philadelphia. By the way, Jacksonville is facing Kansas City in Jacksonville. And that is, yes, you read it right, the 1-0 Jacksonville Jaguars against the 0-1 Kansas City Chiefs. Just make sure you're aware and you read that correctly. Indianapolis is also going on the road and they are facing the Houston Texans in a rookie toilet bowl. Anthony Richardson and C.J. Stroud going at one another. Tennessee and the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans pulled off a squeaker, 16-15. They managed to hold everything off. Derek Carr, not exactly the sharpest knife in the shed, but sharp enough to go ahead and beat Tennessee. Tennessee is going ahead and hosting the Chargers at 1:00, so they'll go ahead and face them. And then New Orleans is going to be somewhere. New Orleans is going to go to Carolina on a Monday night doubleheader. They'll be the first Monday night game at 7:15 Eastern. They'll be in Carolina. So another rookie quarterback making his home debut there as well. The Packers 38-20 over the Chicago Bears. Jordan Love went ahead and did it. 38-20 over the Bears in Chicago. A lot of shocking Bear fans because they thought they finally had it, but no, apparently Chicago still has that jinx. Like I said, Chicago is going to Tampa to face on the Buccaneers, and Green Bay is heading to Atlanta to face on the Atlanta Falcons. That's going to be. I actually think that's going to be a closer game than a lot of people think. Arizona and Washington, the Commanders take charge. They take command. No pun intended. 20-16. Washington this week. Let's see, where are they playing? They are playing at Denver.
Washington got Denver, yeah.
Yeah, they're facing Denver, and Arizona is at home taking on the Giants. So we'll see how that all works out. Raiders did beat the Broncos 17-16. We know where the Raiders are playing and Broncos are playing. Dolphins 36-34 over the Chargers. High-scoring game through two major heated quarterbacks. Tyreek Hill took the roof off, already taunting the Patriots, saying, well, I'm going to dominate you guys. So that's bulletin board material. Let's see how that works out because Miami and New England, one of the heated rivalries going on, they're going to face later tonight at 8:00 on Sunday Night Football, and we'll see how that goes about. The Chargers, they go into Tennessee to take on the Titans. Eagles 25-20. Mac Jones outperformed Jalen Hurts, but not, unfortunately, on the point spread. So 25-20 Eagles with the win. And the Rams 30-13 over the Seahawks. Cowboys 40-0 over the Giants. And the Jets in Monday Night Football took out the Bills 22-16. And there you go. There's your week one recap. It is time for week two. Coach is still away, so it's just going to be me and Mike picking. We'll get Coach's picks later on here right before the game starts. So let's go ahead and start off with Green Bay, Atlanta. Right now, Aaron Jones and Christian Watson are both questionable in this game, but I don't think the Falcons really have enough to go ahead and take over. I think we see Jordan Love, and I think Jordan Love is okay. I'm going to go Green Bay.
I'm Green Bay, easy.
All right. Green Bay, easy. All right, let's move along here. We're going to go into Buffalo, where Josh Allen is looking to go ahead and redeem himself against the Las Vegas Raiders. Jacoby Myers, one of the big receivers that they had catching 2 touchdowns last week, out with a concussion, and so is Chandler Jones. I'm going to go ahead and say Buffalo wins this one.
I'm with you. Buffalo recovered from last week's loss.
Excellent. All right. We're heading to Cincinnati, where the Bengals are looking to recover after only scoring 3 points against the Cleveland Browns. They're at home now against the Ravens. Mark Andrews is questionable in this game. Not too many injuries besides that. Tyler Lindenbaum, the center for the Ravens, is out, so that could cause some problems on the offensive line. But I think the Bengals actually do recover. I'm going to go ahead and take the Bengals.
I do not agree. I think they start 0-2 in the division, and Baltimore wins it. I think Burrow needs to sit probably 2 weeks. I think that's what the coach going to do and let him recover.
Okay. All right. There we go. It's our first disagreement for right now.
Yeah.
Seattle going into Detroit to take on the Detroit Lions. Lions starting 1-0. Seattle coming off that real shocker at home, 0-1. Again, not too many injuries to speak of, but I do see Detroit taking this one.
I'm with you with Detroit.
We are both.
I think we're not going to agree on this one. Yeah, I know. I'm probably the only one pick this team.
All right, next one here is Indianapolis going into Houston. That one, CJ Stroud actually apparently had a right shoulder injury. He's questionable. I think they're going to start him, so I don't think that's going to be an issue there. But I say Indianapolis on this one.
I got the Texans. I think this is the week I ride with the Texans. No ifs, fans. I like them. The run game, I think, is going to be real dominant this week.
Okay, gotcha. All right, let's go to Jacksonville, where the Jaguars will host the Kansas City Chiefs. Jaguars, I listen, I love the Jaguars. I think they have a great offense. Travis Kelce is coming back, and I think that's the only missing weapon. Chiefs take this one.
Correct. Kelce plays, Chiefs win.
It's like the magic number there. Kelce, get back on the field. We don't care if you have to go into crutches. Get back out there. All right, heading over to Tampa Bay, where the Buccaneers are hosting the Chicago Bears. Josh Blackwell, one of the cornerbacks for the Bears, is going to be doubtful. Everybody else, Carlton Davis for the Buccaneers will not play, so that's going to go ahead and impact their secondary as well. This one's kind of a tough one. I like Chicago in this one for some reason.
Yeah, I think I don't trust Baker. You talking about you was able to win because you got the signals.
Yeah.
Something that puts you in advantage. You ain't gonna have that advantage 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think they're going to be smart enough, especially if it's been made public like that. Yeah, you know they're going to start changing their signals and stuff like that. So definitely. All right. Next game, let's go to Tennessee, where the Chargers take on the Tennessee Titans. Austin Eckler out. Joey Bosa questionable. So you go a couple of key players on each end. DeAndre Hopkins for the Titans is questionable with an ankle injury. Amari Cooper is out. Amani Hooker, is out. Not Amari Cooper. Sorry.
I didn't know about. So I had to look.
Wrong that one there. Christian Fulton also is out as well. So Titans are going to be shorthanded in their secondary. But with all that said and done, I still think the Chargers win anyway.
Upset alert. Tennessee this week. Upset alert.
You think Tennessee? Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, that's how I made one of my picks there is a upset alert. It's all good. It's all good. All right, let's go ahead. Go to Arizona with the Cardinals, which we have no idea what they're doing over there, but they're taking on the Giants. That's what we do know. I mean, it's not the Dallas defense and it's not the Dallas offense. I think the Giants ride this one.
The Giants return. I got you.
All right. All right, we're going to go to LA now with the Rams hosting the 49ers. Niners are completely healthy, not even anybody questionable. But Pakuta Nakuda is questionable with an oblique. So man, when you lose Pakuta Nakuda, that makes you think, man, there's something wrong. Niners win this one anyway.
In an easy fashion. 49ers.
Yep. Easy fashion, just like Alabama at USF. No, I'm kidding. Let's go to Dallas. Cowboys hosting the Jets. Breece Hall questionable. He was the main guy in running the ball last week, but I think he'll play. Same thing with Brandon Cooks. He's listed questionable, but again, I think everybody's playing. This one, though, I'm giving to Dallas.
Dallas by 7.
Gonna make John sweat a little bit. Dallas by 7. Now you mean tell me they're not gonna cover? What the hell? All right, Mile High City, here we come. Denver Broncos hosting the Washington Commanders. I still can't get that out without laughing a little bit. Again, nobody really. Greg Dulcich, the tight end for the Broncos, he's not going to play. But the Commanders, they look like they're okay, except for Jatavius Martin, one of their cornerbacks. I think Denver. I think Russell Wilson goes ahead and actually gets on track here. Sean Payton's going to have a great game plan. Denver takes the win.
Oh, don't ride the Denver train yet. I'm with you, Denver.
Okay. I'm not saying I'm riding the Denver train very long. I'm just saying, for this stop, I think it's okay. Sunday Night Football, we go to the Patriots against the Dolphins. Listen, we know what's happening out there. There's a lot of banged up offensive linemen. We have a strong defense for the Miami Dolphins. But if Mac Jones is as good as he was against Philly, limit the turnovers, I think we got a shot. I think the Patriots take it.
Miami.
Well, I kind of knew that. All right, now this Monday night, we have a doubleheader. The first one is in Carolina, taking on the New Orleans Saints. DJ Chalk is questionable for the Panthers with a hamstring. And pretty much everybody else is okay for everybody else. So New Orleans coming in with the experience and not a rookie quarterback, taking the Saints.
I'm taking the Saints as well.
Okay. And finally, the closeout this week, week number 2, Cleveland at Pittsburgh. Let's be honest with you. If Cleveland shows up like they did and no Deontay Johnson or Anthony McFarland Jr. for the Steelers, I take Cleveland.
Oh, the Browns handle it. That run game is something fierce.
Oh, yeah.
Take the Browns.
Yeah, they got it really good up there. So, all right, we are going to go ahead and focus on week number 3, Thursday night, since we're only here on Sundays. So
yeah,
the Thursday
let me
night
get that pick. I would have been the only one to pick the Eagles, but go ahead.
I don't know. I may have, but I don't know. But this one here is the Giants and Niners. As long as everybody stays healthy, I got San Francisco. This is in San Francisco.
Yeah, Giants and Niners is easy. That's the Niners.
All right. There you have it. We go ahead and close out week 2. We will have coaches' picks and Randy's picks later on. I think actually John, so we'll have them picked later on. Get it up there. But any closing thoughts there, Coach Mike, from your number 1 Eagle?
Super Bowl champs. I know you agree now. I read it. So we Super Bowl champs. Ain't that correct?
Absolutely. For this week, I will say Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. They are the best team ever. Jalen Hurts is the GOAT, and insert fake line here. All right, guys.
And laid it on real.
All right. Hey, I had to go ahead and soak up that bet a little bit, so I'll never make that bet again. All right, we're out of here. Thanks for watching, everybody. You guys enjoy the rest of your enjoy the games. Enjoy your Sunday. We'll see you next week, 10 a.m. right here on Crow.
Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we making the plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so time for laces. All sports, all plays.